Hey. Alright, man, take it easy.
Hi there, it's Ken with RoadDeckBuilder.com. Just got done with a Journey to Nyx pre-release here. This is the deck that went 7-0. This is my deck that I drafted in it, or not drafted, got in the limited pool. When I opened it, I wasn't too excited. There's absolutely 0 bombs in this, but just a ton of removal. And I guess this is just where you'll get to see how well a curve, like a good curve, actually works in sealed. Even though I don't have any bombs, I have everything a deck wants. So here's some early drops, and these Freakish Chosens here, this snake, very, very good. These were actually my MVPs the entire night. A 1/1 Deathtoucher, extremely good, at least in this format, as it gave my opponent just bad options, whether to attack into it or let me do 1 damage per turn. And then I had a Tormented Hero that actually did some work too. This card got in there for quite a bit of damage before the opponent could deal with it. And so you got this early, this deck can actually act like it's an aggro deck. The Sightless Brawler was really good. The Sun Guide was good for the other aggro matchups as it kept me ahead. And the Underworld Coinsmith was extremely good, as it could do the late game damage by paying a life to make an opponent lose a life, or every enchantment, which there's quite a bit of enchantments, gain me a life, so it helped win the race. Now I had some decent cards like Archetype of Courage in here, which is really good, which had some really great combos with the Deathtouchers, and then 2 more of these 2/3 Deathtouchers, which again were like very good MVPs. This Eagle was just a throw-in. It was one of my last ones that would have got the cut if I had another playable. And then, of course, the promo in black is why I chose black. I think it was the best promo out of them, and did a lot of work. There's a lot of 1 toughness cards in the format, and it can just machine gun down your opponents with each card that you cast, and it immediately gets value as well. Especially after attack phases, you can actually, like if the opponent blocked and the life was at 1, you can then cast the giant and actually use it as removal. We had this supply line cranes, which were actually really good. Again, you can distribute the counter however you want it. 2/4 flyer or a 3/5 flyer is not bad in the format. Celestial Archon is always a good one. That used to be the pre-release promo from Theros, so it was very powerful. And then reason why I chose black, 2 Grey Merchants of Asphodels. Again, I was worried about not having a finisher, but the deck actually performed very well. I was able to out-tempo my opponents each match, and then just like I said, just the plethora of removal. We have the -2, -2 enchantment that also can pump up enchant creatures. I did put on an Archetype of Courage 1 game to make it a 4/4 first striker. Revoke Existence is great. 2 Divine Verdicts are great in this format. The Suppressor Ray is really good against early creatures. And then the Sip of the Hemlocks can deal with anything in the format, as well as this Silence the Believers, which is an amazing card. I did get a lot of times 2 for 1. 7 mana is not hard at all in this format to actually get off. So yeah, just 17 lands. I'll just show you a few cards that I didn't cut that might have made the cut, but I think it worked out pretty well. I mean, I had some pretty great blue, but just not enough playable blues to really make it worth it. Out of the blues that I wanted to try really hard to play, we had a Wavecrasher Titan, a Sage of the Hours, and a Triton Fortune Hunter. But I mean, really out of blue, the other 2 blue playables I really had was just this Fate Foretold and a Stratus Walk, and like Curse of Swine's okay. It's pretty good and limited, but had a lot of heroic enablers out of white, but 0 heroic white cards, so it kind of took away the option of going white, and so those didn't make the cut. I mean, of course, this is Johnny's Presence is pretty good with the Deathtouchers. I could see putting it in, giving a Deathtoucher indestructible in a turn, but I was already low on creatures, and I didn't want to cut any removal, so I thought that just playing like a 2/1 flyer would be better. And pretty much the black, I was playing all the. I had also these Cruel Feedings, which have been really good if I would have gone in more of a heroic strategy. But again, I'd have to cut removal for them, as I wanted to stay at least above 15 creatures. And Aspect of the Gorgon, of course, is fine. And this was actually my last cut, just a 3/3. But my 5 slot was pretty full. And then another 2/1. Again, not very exciting in the format. I had a 1/3 for 2, which is decent too. And then this Erebos Emissary that ended up not making the cut. And I actually didn't make this guy. He prevents combat damage, or prevents damage being dealt to a yeah, a card that turn, but it's really hard. You'd want the instant speed, and his Constellation enchantments are not instant speed, so didn't like it with that. So anyway, pretty fun deck. Ended up going 7-0 and taking down the tournament. There's a prize winnings here. So, yeah, pretty fun. I really like Journey to Nyx so far. Anyway, this has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.